Hi everyone, my name is Paige Bard, and I'm a newly published author for the magazine Stygian Lupus. I'm in edition 17, and the title is called Not the Dress. And I welcome you to the Creative Bard channel. Hi everyone, my name is Paige Bard, like I said in the intro, and I want to welcome you to this channel. So what is this channel about? It is called Creative Bards. So it's obviously something creative. At least I hope so. So this channel is the one that I want to talk about all the different worlds I have made. As you can see a few of them right here. Each of them are kind of grouped in their appropriate world. Above me is Anomalies, which is my post-apocalyptic superhero world where the government bombed America. So currently I'm not working on that one, partially because the plot is not working with my brain right now, so it is on the back burner. Right here in the corner, I don't know if you can see it very well, it's like right there. I wonder if I like gently shift my laptop. Yeah, right there! That is the Shadow Realm. That is my vampire series that I am writing and not very proud of. But it's still pretty cool because it's not your normal vampires. Right here, there is one missing. I don't want to move my computer to move that partially because I don't really work on this realm. This is the normal realm. So this is what goes on in our world and everything. Yeah. And then the most important one, the one I am currently working on, and it is not updated. The magic realm right here. As you can see, there's only two. That is inaccurate. There is like, I want to say 8 now that I'm working on. So, and the world. So, hopefully within a couple of weeks, I will be able to buy the map that goes with this, and the rest of the covers, and update these. These are old. So, what is the Magic Realm? This one that I'm so excited to talk about. Well, let me give you the rundown. This is an ADH compilation I've had since I was about 5 years old, and it takes all my fixations that I've had since 5-year-olds to now, so almost 2 decades, and it combines them all. So it takes my obsessions when I was a child, with my dinosaurs, my fairies, and my magic, through my Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology phase, through my every other mythology you can possibly think of, through my cryptids, through my paranormal, through my crazy fantasy. And that is the Magic Realm. So, where does it take place? It takes place in our world, but it looks a little different now. This is why I want my map. So most of the story takes place in the era, in what is called the 4th era. So it's 4000s, FE, the fairy era, which I'll explain in a different era, in a different video, the difference between dragon era and fairy era. So, that being said, 4000 fairy era, and the world is very, very different. As you can see on the map, I will most likely put here. So, the world looks very different. And the reason why is near the end of the 2000s, a giant 70-year-long war. So from 2030 to 30,000 is a 70-year-long war, and it happened because the Leviathan was released, and it was feeding off of the electricity that was going around the world. So, giant war broke loose because the Leviathan, it not only feeds the electricity, it gives off anger. So with the rest of the world now trying to kill each other, a very small group, known as the Patron Users, who have the ability of magic, come together and try to figure out why everyone's angry. Figure it out. Taken care of. Russia and China get blown up in the process. I'll explain more about that in our 70-year war episode, which will come out eventually. I don't know quite yet. I don't remember dates off the top of my head. But it will be there. So, the Magic Realm is our world, but in the future. But because we're no longer to use electricity, It's not your, like, Tron vibe, if you know what I mean. It's more of, like, what happens if Lord of the Rings came back. So they make Disney references, but they're also still wearing corsets. In some areas, some are wearing loincloths. Some are wearing Edwardian time outfits. Some are wearing parkas that were made in, like, basically when humans came to America. So it's a fun little combination of, like, futuristic and prehistoric times, basically, combined. And I know I say prehistoric and it's kind of weird because you're like, prehistoric dinosaurs, saber-toothed tigers, all that jazz. They're in here. In the Western Hemisphere, you have all your dinosaurs, your prehistoric creatures like Smilodon, the woolly mammoth, terror bird, the giant sloth that absolutely terrified me as a child. Ugh, those things are scary. And along with all your cryptids there, you got dryads, you got the skunk ape, Bigfoot, shapeshifters, wendigos. The Thunderbird exists, all in the Western Hemisphere. And then on the eastern side is where you have your dragons, your werewolves, your vampires, your crazy African cryptids. I started researching some of them to add, and holy cow, African mythology is wild, and I'm super impressed with them. So I believe they have a were hyena. 10 out of 10, I am using that. But here's the best part. The patrons, because I said patron users, there are patrons, and they are any mythology you can think of. Egyptian, Aztec, Mayan, Japanese, Hindu, Nordic, Slavic, all of that are combined into one world. And that is my story. My story is basically you are what you believe. So, what's the main thing? So we have the Leviathan, but it's dormant during most of this time. So the Leviathan is mostly the goal, not the antagonist, the goal in the beginning part of the series, which is 2,000, 3,000 areas. Near the end, you learn the antagonist, the main antagonist throughout the entire series, is a guy named Abaddon. And my Catholics might know this. Abaddon is known as the Destroyer Demon, and in this world, he was sent by Satan to destroy this world. And he's been trying to since the beginning of time, and it just hasn't been working, and he doesn't know why. And he realized humans adapt a lot quicker than he wants to. So he created the Leviathan to take on the one thing that they cannot survive without and feed off of it, and that is man-made electricity. And if you think about it, there has been man-made electricity since day one when we learned how to make fire. Because how do you make fire? Sparks. What are sparks usually made out of? Electricity. So, with that, our small band that starts from witches in the royal court, and travels on. Their one goal is to defeat Abaddon. And there are a lot of other stuff. There's like the falling sun, the falling star, the rising sun are two warring cults that are going on right now. And it's just a crazy series that I managed to come up with, and I still don't know how. So I'm hoping that this channel is fun for y'all, because it's not only going to be talking about the magic realm, but it's also going to be talking about things that I've learned while I'm in college right now, learning how to be a creative writer. Because apparently you cannot just survive off of selling books. We all can't be Rick Riordan and Brandon Sanderson and Brandon Mule, sadly. But I want you guys to still write. Writing is a passion that I've had since I was a child. I grew up writing. I even have the first book I wrote in my hope chest right now when I was like 5. And it was terrible. But, gotta start somewhere. So, if y'all want to stay to listen more about the magic realm, and maybe eventually I will get onto anomalies, the normal realm, and shadows, feel free to stay. If you want to hear more about writing tips that I got from going to college or things that I've just picked up along the way and learned from even different authors, feel free to stay. If you're here just to poke fun at me and that stuff, feel free to stay. I don't mind. So, but I want this channel to be for everyone. It's called Creative Bards for a reason. If you guys have any ideas on what you want me to do, feel free to drop it on in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And the question I want you to comment about is, what is your favorite cryptid? I will see y'all later. Have a good one, stay safe, and keep turning pages. Side note, if you want to stay because you're a D&D fan, there may or may not be a D&D campaign podcast coming up. See you later.